And welcome back to Ask Coach Russell. I'm Dave Erickson here side by side with Matt Russell on the bicycle today. Matt, our topic today is about bike fitness as it relates to run fitness. And I've heard over the years that the fitter you are on the bike, the fitter you will be as a runner. Talk about why that is the case.
That's absolutely true. You can go out and be in phenomenal run shape, but that means absolutely nothing if you come off the bike trashed. So if you come off the bike spent and you try running, your run form isn't going to be there. So you need to take a step back from your running, which is obviously the bike. And it's important to have a good foundation on the bike to set yourself up for a good run. Perfect example, I think a lot of people in an Ironman distance will have a good swim, and then they'll hop on the bike, have a great bike, lay down a solid bike split, and then they get to the run and they're spent. So it's not swim, bike, run, it's swim, bike, walk. And we're not after that as triathletes if we're trying to perform our best. So that's why the cycling, I believe, it's where you want to spend the most time. Hence why I'm riding the bike right now. I'm getting in a 3.5 hour trainer session right now. And then I'm going to do a short brick off the bike. And bricks are certainly important for, making sure your body's adapting to getting out there, and you're fatigued a little bit from the bike, but it's introducing what your legs will feel like on race day. So that's an example of what I'm doing today, and I think it's very important to have a really strong bike in order to lead up to a strong run.
So how would an athlete know during the bike section of a race that they're setting themselves up for a good run? Is there a certain level of percentage? I don't know how detailed we want to get into that. That way they don't blow their legs up or start cramping too soon. What would you say?
Yeah, definitely. What I use a Stages power meter. Power meter nowadays are really essential in order to lay down a great bike split and execute on the run as well. Every race has a different percentage with what you want to put out, and what my percentage might be a little bit different from you. So what I like to do, most people have heard of it, they do an FTP test, functional threshold test, or functional threshold power, that is, and you do most common one, 20 minutes all out, and then you multiply that by 0.95 because it's supposed to be an hour test, but an hour on the bike going all out is pretty taxing. And my goal isn't to destroy my athlete in training. So after we get that percentage, let's say someone pushed 250 watts, multiply that by 0.95, that's your functional threshold power. And then depending on the distance, let's say half Ironman or even Olympic, is how much you're going to push. So some ballpark numbers for an Ironman, you want to push in between 70% to 80%. In a half Ironman, 80 to 90%. And then in an Olympic distance, it's pretty close to your max all out. And that being said, the reason why I gave those ranges because it depends on a number of factors. Factors is how long you've been in the sport, what's your strength, what's your weakness, and obviously if you're in an Ironman and you're pushing closer to 80%, or you push over that, you're not going to have a successful run. Now, if you're riding closer to 70, 75, you're probably going to execute a lot better run. So it's one of those things that it's a great tool to use to try to see, or we'll try to really execute a great run and a great triathlon. We're not trying to see who gets the fastest bike split in triathlon. You know, the goal is who gets across the line first.
And one thing I heard recently in a set of interviews is that some people have found that less running and more cycling actually makes them a faster runner because of the less wear and tear on their body as a runner. They can get that fitness they need on the bike, and it actually translates into run fitness.
Yeah, exactly. It's more important to spend time on the bike than time running. It does translate over. I do probably about right around 55% of my 55% of my volume is on the bike, and that's how I break it up. So if I'm putting in a big week, 55% of it is on the bike, right, like what I'm doing right now.
Great stuff. If you got a question for Matt, use the hashtag AskCoachRussell on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Matt, thanks very much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.